What is up, guys? Welcome back to an episode of F1 22 Mobile Racing Career Mode. We are here for episode number 4 today for the French Grand Prix then in Season 1, the finale of Season 1. If you guys did miss the previous episode, then at the Austrian Grand Prix, definitely be sure to go check them out before to listen to a very entertaining episode with such an incredible race. But coming then into the French Grand Prix, this is the final race then in the Rookie 1 contract, so we will have to see where we go then for Rookie 2. But anyways, let's put that in the back of our minds and let's get on to qualifying. So here's the qualifying order so far. It's Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo, Ocon, and Alonso lead the top 10. So interesting top 10 here as the teams are 2x2 once again. Coming out of the last corner then, let's see if we can get a good run here and see if we can put ourselves high up on the grid here. As here we go across the line here to start our hot lap of France here for probably the one last hot lap we will have with Williams here into turn 1. Nice easy down to 4th gear. Clip those two apexes and get on a good line through here as we get on the power and rocket our way then towards the next sequence of corners here. Really chucking in there. Down to 4th gear, then down to 3rd. Hug that inside line as you got this tight right-hander here. Down to 2nd gear. Got a little wide there, but it's alright. Purple first sector though, 25.178, so that's interesting. But we're going to struggle the most here on these long straights here as the Williams has no pace on the straights here. We are a brick flying through the air. No drag efficiency, no aerodynamics, just a big brick. And we got to come into the chicane, then down to 3rd gear, clip that apex, and come into this corner here, down to 3rd gear again, and clipping that apex as well. And now heading out towards the sector 3 starting point, which is sector 2 time going to be 32.2, and yes, it is a green sector, so we are probably miles off the pace here. And now come through this long right-hander, and now towards the long right-hander, the double apex here. There's apex number 1. Down to 4th gear, clip this apex. Get a good line through here. Going a little wide there, but it's alright. As I come into this left-hander here. Down to 3rd gear, spot your braking point as best as you possibly can. It's pretty hard to get that braking point dead right as you now come into the left-hander here. As you now go down the gears, down to 4th. Stay on the left side for a good run through this right-hander here, that tight right-hander, really yanking the steering wheel there. DRS wide open as we know, blitz towards the London. What time is this going to give us? It's going to put us P2 alongside Charles Leclerc. We are splitting both Ferraris, head aside, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo, and Ocon. So a decent qualifying effort from us, so let's hope we can carry that into the race. So here's the starting grid then for the French Grand Prix. It's us. It's Leclerc, sorry, us, Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo, Ocon, Alonso, Bottas, Zhou Guanyu, Gasly, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Magnussen, Albon, Stroll, and Vettel round off the grid. I almost thought we were on pole position there, but here we go. That's a 5 red lights there for the finale of Season 1 here in France, and we dropped the clutch way too early. It's lights out, and away we go, and it's a terrible start from us as Sainz jumps us off the line. Now I have to defend from both Red Bulls here. They try to force their way through there, blocking off both of them, but both Ferraris starting to get away. Now Perez is trying to get in the action zone. That comes into the first corner, make a bit of contact as he just came out of nowhere there. Verstappen then moves up into 4th place. Now we got to try to defend this position as best as we can then, but it's going to be pretty hard with these long straights here in France to come into the heart of sector 1. He's gaining a bit of time there on the Ferraris as they're pretty quick through the corners. Just not very quick on the straights here as we now come to this long right-hander and towards the left-hander. And now onto the back straight here. We're going to have to look behind our mirrors just to make sure that Max Verstappen doesn't have the chance to try and overtake us here as we are climbing through the gears. So we're still going pretty fast though, for 150 miles an hour. But that Red Bull is gaining. You can see him just slowly reeling us in though as we come into the chicane now for the first time. Down to 3rd gear, we absolutely murdered that curve. Probably took a little too much there as we get a corner cut penalty there. But I think we'll be fine for now as we now head our way towards sector 3 here. Still stuck then behind the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. A lot of French made up of straights, so it's going to be hard to try and catch up to him as Verstappen is really close to us. He is looking for a move there. You can see his driver tag moving all over the place, trying to find a space to move into P3. But we're going to have none of it. This is a points game position we're trying to fight here as we got another corner cut penalty here. Verstappen is trying his best, but we're just defending him as well as we possibly can here to try and hold on to this podium spot. If we can hold on to this podium spot and give Williams another podium here before we leave the team, that'd be great here as we come into the final quarter then for the first time and we get on the power here. Start lap 2 then of this French Grand Prix. Verstappen is still lurking there. We're having to defend going left. Now going right, but Verstappen's going to pass us here fully can move to the right hand side. But now Perez comes out of nowhere here as he now looks for a move up the inside. We're going to have none of that. But unfortunately, we're going to have to let Verstappen go. Or will we let Verstappen go? As they're a great run through that chicane here. It's going to be a drag race towards the right-hander here. Who's going to be latest on the race? We're going to be latest on the race. Down to third gear. Get the elbows out. And we maintain P3 then on the French Grand Prix though. It's going to be a lot easier said than done though as we head now onto the back straight here. He's going to have a good run on us. I don't know if we'll be able to defend the huge straight line through there. Moving over to the inside to see if he's going to follow us here. As we now head now towards the chicane, he's going to go to the left side. We're going to try to defend it, but he goes zooming past here, finding room off the track there. Is he going to make a mistake into the chicane? He's going to bit inside here. We'll see if we get the switchback move, but we can't as he places his car perfectly. And I think that's the podium stolen away from us there from Max Verstappen. The best we can do now is try to defend them from Sergio Perez as we aggressively force him off the track and get to back off quite a bit there. And then comes this right-hander here. Has to do that because we're trying to defend this P4 here. And interestingly, we're actually ahead of Sergio Perez then in the standings, I think, in the driver's standings here for the Drivers' Championship. So it'd be great if we could beat Sergio Perez, who's in a Red Bull that's at least 500 power index higher than us. And actually, sorry, performance index, my fault. And we beat him in a Williams. How awesome would that be? As we now come into the corner for the second time here, out of the last corner then to start the final lap of the French Grand Prix and the final lap then of Season 1. Season 1 has been a great start for us so far. We got our first podium in Austria, which was, I must say, a crazy race then from start to finish. We started off in Montreal with a decent P5 then as we sort of got gripped to the new 2022 regulations car in the Williams. Britain was a bit of a quiet race there as we really had no pace there to match any other guys. And it's been the story of the season here. We've really been clicking the corners, but we just had no pace on this race. So I'm hoping in the next team that we go, we can be a little more competitive, not only just in the corners, but also in the straights as well. So we can defend from these very fast cars here. Let's head up to the back straight here. It's been an interesting race here in France again, as we now try to secure this fourth place. But Perez is catching us at a rate of knot here. He might try to spoil us as he comes zooming past though. Will we have the inside lights to them? No, he will not. He will have a better run through that. We get a corner cut penalty. Can this help us out of this corner though? No, it won't. As Perez now takes that fourth place. And we might have to settle for P5 then. Both Mercedes struggling though, as they are 6th and 7th, not making any attempt to try and gain time on us. As Perez now waltzes away. Charles Leclerc is going to be world champion then of 2022. Actually, this season, I must say, I'm pretty sure if the maths are correct here. Coming to this corner for the final time here. Hopefully next year, like I said, we can be a bit more competitive here. And I'm curious to see which team we're going to go next because there's quite a few options. Are we going to stick with Williams? Are we going to go to Aston Martin, Haas, Alfa Romeo even? Who knows where we're going to go for next season? Because it's going to be really curious to see, you know, where we land for next season. Which seat are we going to take? But anyways, that's enough for Season 1. Across the line to take P5. A great result from us. Behind both Ferraris, both Red Bulls, but ahead of Russell, Ricciardo, Alonso, Norris, and Hamilton. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys for Season 2. Goodbye, everyone.